Have you ever met one of those people who just think they are God's gift to humanity? Or more specifically, he or she thinks they are God's gift to you. Without them in your life would be nowhere near as valuable or as exciting as it is with them in your life. I've known people like that, and I got to tell you, I'm coming from an approach of life experience. I'll be 71 years old in a few days, I could say. So I've seen a thing or two. I've learned a thing or two. I want to share with you what I've learned, what I've seen, what I've witnessed, what I've experienced. I'm not a clinician. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a degree in anything. I don't have any amazing citations. I'm just a guy who has experienced life, and I've experienced a lot of narcissists and narcissistic behavior. And I've learned so much. So what is it with these people? They just think they're special. And they are here to endow their speciality, their wonderfulness, to shine the light of their brilliance on you. And they expect you to be grateful, and they're looking for people like me. Because I fall for this, or I have in the past, I probably will again in the future. I just do, and they're looking for people like me. They're probably looking for people like you. If you're a nice guy, if you're a nice woman, if you're a decent human being, if you like to treat other people with dignity and respect, I hate to say it, but you're prey. You're the prime target for the narcissist. So, expect it. Just expect it. All right, so why do they do this? Well, it seems that they are beginning from a point of insecurity. That is to say, they know deep down inside they're just ordinary, but they've got this thing called an ego that needs to be fed. So they don't want to be ordinary. They don't want to be plain folks. It's not good enough for them. They got to be better than everyone else. And they come to a point where they actually believe that they are better than everyone else, and they believe they actually are God's gift to humanity. They believe that they are God's gift to you. Now, I got to tell you, to be honest, there are people in my life, not narcissists, but people I would say that are God's gift to me, or nature's gift to me, depending on what you believe in. But these are special people that I'm so fortunate and grateful to have them in my life. These are people who love me, and I love them. But you know what? The people who are truly God's gift to me, or nature's gift to me, they never say, what would you do without me? Never do they say that. Because that's arrogance, that's self-centeredness, and these are not self-centered people. So if you have someone in your life who keeps reminding you, maybe not verbally, but even subtly, subliminally, in actions, that you got to have them. You just got to have them. Even though deep down inside, you could do well without them, probably better off without them. I suspect you're dealing with a narcissist. All right, so where are they coming from? This point of insecurity. And to cover that up, they come up with a narrative. Have you ever watched these videos about romance scammers? Some of them are bromance scammers. They make friends who are men who make friends with men just so they can scam them. Or they have men who make a romantic arrangement with a woman. And sometimes it's a woman with a man. And one thing I've noticed that seems to be a commonality among these guys is they come up with this narrative about how they have a secret past, or maybe even a secret presence. That is to say, secret present, I should say, where it's a big secret, don't tell anybody, but they worked with a secret government agency. Don't tell anybody, but this is between me and you. And so that's why they disappear now and again. Are you gullible enough to believe that? A lot of people actually are. They fall into the trap. They fall into the snare. And maybe they don't go that extreme. Maybe they just pretend that they are some super spiritual individual. And you should respect them because, they've got their act together like nobody else does. They invent a narrative. So if somebody has this narrative about how grandiose their life is, I think maybe that's a red flag because it's just a little bit too obvious. Sometimes I talk about green flags where these people will, they're warning signs, but we don't see them because they blend in like camouflage, but that's a red flag. Number 3 is this. They will say something, maybe not literally or verbatim, but they will say something that will make you think that you are special. This is the narcissist speaking. You are special because I chose you. You are special because I am in your life. Well, I can tell you something. You might want to lean close to the screen because this is going to just hit the nail on the head. You actually are special. Now, I want you to stop and think about this. What are the mathematical chances of you even existing? Because your mom and dad had to come together at a specific point in time and set of circumstances. That alone makes your existence mathematically impossible. But your grandparents had to come together at a specific time, specific place, specific circumstances for your mom and dad to have existed. So they're special people who made you a special person. What about your grandparents? What about your great-great-grandparents? Do you understand what I'm saying? The chances of you being here is just mathematically impossible times infinity. You don't need a narcissist to make you feel special. And by the way, that's not going to last very long. They're going to make you feel like dirt eventually. I mean, it's coming. What is this all about? Well, it's all about control and their ego, controlling you and feeding their ego. So it's about you and them. It's about the narcissist controlling you and everybody else. And when he or she finds himself or herself in that position where they are tugging the reins of other people, that feeds their ego because they think they manipulated you. And they're actually convinced they manipulated you. Now, the truth of the matter is, chances are you're just being nice. You're nice to everybody. You're not just nice to the narcissist. You're nice to people who aren't narcissists because that's your personality. Okay, you're human. Sometimes you're not nice. But when it comes to this guy, this woman, there's nothing special there about you going along with him or her. But you did kind of buy into their scheme, into their scam, into their, what do we call it again, romance scam. Sometimes we buy into that and we should know better, but they're really crafty at this. And some of these people have been doing it for so long, they're really good. I mean, they're just, the one thing they're good at, if they want to brag about something, the one thing they truly are good at is feeding their ego. Well, that's about it. That's the only thing they are good about. Number 5 is the thing you got to watch out for is when you fall into their trap, into their snare, and you got them pulling on your reins. There's a trauma bond there. Got to be careful because that's hard to get out of. I mean, you can get out of it, but it's hard to get out of because you become dependent on this person who thinks he or she is essential for your survival, for your happiness. And they're not going to let you go because they've convinced themselves that, well, you need them. It's for your own good. No, they need you to feed their ego. It's for their own good. They fooled themselves, they fooled you. And you got to watch out for that. When a narcissist fools you, and he thinks it's because he or she is all that, God's gift to humanity, guess what? They're fooling themselves. Number 6 is this. Bottom line, it's all about leverage. When we talk about ego, narcissism, it's all about the narcissist leveraging other people, using other people to their advantage. And if you sit back and look at these people and study their lives, and you see how they're manipulating people and how their lives are playing out, You got to wonder to yourself, how can they be so delusional? I mean, how can they honestly, truly believe that they are successful because they're manipulating people? They're successful, as we said earlier, at feeding their ego. They're successful at manipulating people. What kind of success is that? That's absolutely, I wouldn't want to live like that, would you? If you got something out of this video, don't forget to subscribe so you can become a part of our YouTube family. Also, leave a comment in the comment section. This is a small YouTube channel, so I can still read all the comments, and I respond to most of them. Thumbs up would help if you think it deserves it. Share this on social media if you don't mind to, if you think it'd help other people, draw them in, and we'll talk to them as well. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you all next time.